Hello, this is Salvadoran Warrior, and today I'm going to do something a little different. Usually I post deck profiles through Master Duel, and I have a handful of them, but at the same time I did one real life deck of Dark Worlds, and that was like 2 years ago, a long time ago. However, this year was the rise of Edison for me. Really got into it, started enjoying a lot of Edison tournaments that I participated at my locals, and so far I enjoyed myself. So I think it's time I present an archetype that I've been playing for Edison, and that is Gladiator Beast. So today I'm going to show you a deck profile on the deck that I've used, which will include a side deck. So with that said, like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So I use two Aquaries. I use two. I use one Samnite, one Mermillo, one Rediari, one Bestiari, one Equest, one Darius, and for the non-Gladiator Beast monsters, I use Rescue Cat. I use 3 Test Tigers. Now, they're related to Gladiator Beasts, but 3. And then I use Agores and 2 Elemental Heroes. So that's pretty much it for the monsters. Prisma is just really good to use, and Gores is also really good if I don't have a back row. And then after that, everything else is just Rescue Cat, just to bring out either 2 Test Tigers, or I use it to tribute Rescue Cat so I can get a Test Tiger and Samnite. And if you notice, I use one of each Gladiator Beast. The only difference is that I use 2 Aquaries. I need beat sticks sometimes, and since they're the only GB that has 1800 attack points, this is it right here. So there you go. So that is the monsters. Let's get into the magics and traps, but I'll start off with the magics or spells. So we use 1 Cold Wave, 1 MST, we use 2 Proving Grounds, and then we use 2 Shrinks, we use 2 Book of Moons, we use 2 Respites. I don't like that idea, but I'll explain later. I use 1 Giant Trunade. Oops. 1 Giant Trunade. Brain Control. And finally, Heavy Storm. So, yeah, the reason why I don't like using, what was it? 2 Respites, if I could find the card. Yeah. The only reason why I don't like using 2 is because I either draw 2 or I draw 1, send 2 random GB cards back to the deck, and end up drawing non-Gladiator Beast cards with the second Respite. And that drives me crazy. But other than that, that's the spell count. Nothing too crazy. And let's get into the traps. For the traps, I use 2 bottomlesses, 2 dimensional prisons, deep prisons for short, 1 mirror force, 1 solemn judgment, 2 war chariots, 1 torrential tribute, 1 trap dust shoot, 1 wabaku, and finally Starlight Road. Now back in my day, yeah, back in my day, I thought Starlight Road was a tech, but in this day and age of Edison format, you know, you see a lot of decks use Starlight Road, and it's really, really crazy, man. But other than that, you know, 1 wabaku is fine. I used to run 3 war chariots, but now I lowered it to 2, and yeah, everything else is just standard. But that's pretty much all the traps. And now let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we run a Colossal Fighter, a Black Rose Dragon, a Bryonic, and of course Stardust Dragon. For fusions, I run 2 Chimera Fortress Dragons, which I use for the sake of using in case I side deck for Cyber Dragon. And then I run an Absolute Zero and Gaia, because I also side deck Super Poly with a Grand Mole. And of course, I run 3 Gazaruses, and finally 3 Heraclinoses. Yep. So besides the synchros and the obvious non-GB fusions, I only go into Heraclinos and Gazarus. Now, if Edison would allow me to use the vanilla Gladiator Beast card, I would throw that in there. That card was such a lifesaver. But since it's sticking to a format where that vanilla fusion GB didn't exist, this is what I'm stuck with. So there you go. And of course you run multiples of 3 just in case something happens to them, especially the Gazarus. So there you go. That's everything from the extra deck. And finally, we're gonna get into the side deck. Like I said, since we have an extra deck of 2 Elemental Hero fusions, we have Super Poly, just in case. And then of course we have Neo Spacing Grand Mole for the Gaia target. And then of course for the Raikos, we run 3 Noblemen of Crossouts. So that's something that we do. And since we have Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon in our extra deck, we run 2 Cyber Dragons. And then, just because, we run 2 Thunder King Ryos. And then we run 2 Kaiko the Ghost Destroyer. Just in case, we run 1 random Romillo. And finally, we run 3 Dimensional Fissures. Now this card right here, this magic card, is just too good for GBs and anything out there that's graveyard dependent. If you go first and you draw this, you pretty much have, you know, a lot of pressure for your opponent. And if they draw the out, they draw the out, unfortunately. But if they don't, you're just gonna have to sit there and realize, what are they going to do to get rid of Dimensional Fissure? It's a good tech for GBs since they don't usually go to the graveyard. The Test Tigers do, but you know, you just gotta tribute them and their effects pop off, so they don't need to hit the graveyard to activate the effect. So Dimensional Fissure, really good card. I run 3. So with that aside, you know, Gladiator Beast is literally a beast. It's a, you know, not only a strong deck, but at the same time, it's also a toolbox. So you really have to think what kind of Gladiator Beast you want to bring out for whatever scenario. And you just gotta hope that you got back row to back you up, just so you can get an edge in winning that game. And with that aside, that is my Edison profile deck on Gladiator Beast. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Take care, and most importantly, stay safe.